A really common question that I get asked is, what succulents can I combine together? And then in conjunction with that, do you have any suggestions for succulents that work well together in an arrangement? In this video, I am going to show you exactly that. I'm going to show you 3 different arrangements and talk to you about some ways that you can determine whether or not succulents will work well together, and some tips for forcing succulents to work together, even if they may not be the perfect fit. Let me show you what I've got. This is one of my favorite arrangements that I have probably ever made. I love how well all of these succulents have done together, and I love just the subtle variations in colors. Now, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, Cassidy, that looks pretty good, but there's some pretty weird places in it too. I totally get it. One of the reasons why I love this arrangement is because it has been grown exclusively under grow lights. And one of the reasons why it looks a little bit goofy is because I was experimenting when I first got it to make sure it was getting enough light. So you can see here this Echeveria Lola is kind of reaching around trying to find some light. And then there are some kind of damaged areas a little bit on this Golem Jade and the Wavy Jade over here. Part of that is because it was underwatered for a long time too. I was terrified about overwatering these Topsy-Turvy and the Lola, but one of the great things is because it was in this terracotta pot, the terracotta absorbs a lot of water and it pulls it away from the succulents. If you're worried that your succulents aren't going to work well together, plant them in a terracotta pot. It's much more forgiving because the water dries up so much more quickly. So if you have an Echeveria paired with something that might like a little bit more water, like this Wavy Jade, the terracotta kind of levelizes the playing field so that this doesn't get too much water, but this can still get what it needs. And then String of Pearls can be really fussy too, but they have done really well. And again, I think a lot of it goes back to being in this terracotta pot. And so they're not ever sitting in wet soil for very long. I'm also using a gritty mix, and that helps everything dry out more quickly. And I've been using the soak and dry method. Using the soak and dry method helps keep succulents healthy and develop a deep root system, which will allow you to pair some succulents together that may not be a perfect fit. Let me show you what I mean. So these 3 succulents I kind of paired together as an experiment. So we have Ripsalis cariuscula, or coral cactus. We have Graptivaria debi, and then we have Haworthia fasciata. And if you're looking at this thinking, that doesn't look like my zebra plant, it's almost black. I'll tell you why. These are all also under grow lights. Now, debi is a very high light plant, so it needs full sun, it needs a lot of light, and zebra plant prefers the shade. So in order to prevent this debi from stretching, I had to turn this one a little bit darker. So this is what a zebra plant will look like if it's in a really high light area. But as you can see, it's still growing. So the other thing is this Ripsalis cariuscula, or coral cactus, it likes a lot more water than most succulents. And you can see here it is pretty thin. I would not say that this has been perfectly watered. It's very much underwatered, but it's still alive. And it's right next to Graptivaria debi, which doesn't like to get overwatered. It's going to rot if it gets too much. So one of the reasons why this works is because it's in a concrete pot, and similar to the terracotta pot, concrete also absorbs water and pulls it out away from the soil. It's also in a well-draining soil, so it's not going to stay super wet for super long. And then I've been using the soak and dry method religiously with this. It's how I water all of my succulents, but it has made a huge difference for these. So what happens is, as I water these, as I let the soil get soaking wet, and then let it dry out and go through a period of drought, these succulents try and reach out deeper. They try and find more water, and so they're putting off a strong root system. And that enables plants like the coral cactus to go a lot longer between watering than would be ideal. And then it's about the perfect watering for the Graptivaria debi and the zebra plant somewhere in between. One of the reasons why it is so dark is because it has been underwatered and under the grow lights, like way more intense than it would really love. And so you can see it's kind of thinning out under here, and it is underwatered. But again, they are still growing. So if you provide the right environment, you can kind of force almost any succulents to grow together. Now, this one, I've really only kept it this way because it was an experiment and I've been so impressed with how well it's worked together. The next step is to try and water it a little bit more frequently, see if I can plump this guy up, maybe get a little more green growth on here while still keeping Debbie happy. But just proof that you really can combine almost anything. A low light succulent with a high light succulent, a low water succulent with a high water succulent. So there are options, and it all comes down to having a good container with a drainage hole, with well draining soil, and using the soak and dry method for watering. That last arrangement, I showed you some succulents that are not similar to each other at all. And that's not really what I'd recommend when you're creating arrangement, but I did want to show you that it's possible. So I brought these little cactus out to show you because they are really similar in terms of lighting requirements and water needs. So you can see here, like, everything is pretty plump and growing. This little paper spines cactus is a little bit deflated. Mammillaria elongata, or copper king cactus, it's doing really well. It's got a bunch of new growth. It does have a lot more individual columns coming off. It's kind of losing its crest, and that's because it was in the shade for a little bit, so it wasn't getting quite enough light. But all of these like a lot of light, and they like very little water. Of all of them, the paper spine cactus probably likes the most water, but even still, if I kind of flip these around, you can see they are still pretty sturdy. There is a little bit of collapsing in the middle here where it's, deflating, but if it's really underwatered, these will not be very strong. I actually don't know the names of these other ones. That's why I haven't said them. I think these might be like nodo cactus. I think this one's a gymno or gymnocalycium. I don't know how you say that one. Anyway, so the takeaway from this one is that if you want to create a really simple arrangement, you want it to be really low maintenance, look for succulents that have the same light and water needs. Ideally, you would also combine succulents that are a similar size. These are different sizes, but again, it goes back to these are cactus. They don't need water very regularly. And so by using that soak and dry method, even though they're different sizes, they can still grow together. Now, if we come back to this original arrangement that we were talking about, you can see one little stem of Portulacaria afra variegata, or variegated elephant bush. All of these succulents started out as 2-inch succulents. And for this size, the variegated elephant bush is quite small compared to the other succulents. Even though they're all in 2-inch pots when they started, this one just had like 2 or 3 branches and they weren't very well rooted to begin with, whereas the rest of these were much larger and they had a more developed root system. So because they were all equal sizes when they started, and for the most part they had a fairly similar sized root system, once I planted them together, then they grew well together. And Portulacaria afra variegata, specifically the variegated variety, it really likes a lot of water. And initially I was erring on the side of underwatering this because I didn't want to rot out my echeverias. So it didn't like that. And that's why 2 of the 3 branches that were in there initially died. This one was a trooper. It survived the soak and dry and all of the droughts, and is still growing. Overall, the things that you want to pay attention to are, what are the light needs of these succulents? Do they have similar needs in that regard? Do they all like full sun? Can I get away with that? Are they more shady plants, or do they need something in between? And then starting out with succulents that are the same size, same root system. So if I were to throw cuttings in here, that would definitely be a problem because cuttings generally need more water than rooted succulents. Hopefully that helps you have a better idea of what to look for when you're combining succulents together in an arrangement. One thing to keep in mind, and most people don't like this statement, but there is a lot of arrangement making that just comes down to trial and error. Sometimes you can have 2 of the exact same plant from the exact same seller, they were sitting right next to each other, and you plant them together, and one of them will die and one of them will survive. And so it just kind of comes down to the individual plants. But as you saw, you can definitely set yourself up for success by choosing succulents that should grow together better than others. And a huge part of this comes down to watching your succulents and paying attention to the signs they're giving you as to whether they need more or less water. head to this link right here and you'll be able to sign up for our free cheat sheet. And in that cheat sheet, I will show you examples of succulents that are overwatered and underwatered. And I will list out ways that you can tell that they're over and underwatered. So you can start paying attention to your succulents, look for those signs and symptoms, and then adjust your watering schedule accordingly. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, share it with all of your succulent loving friends, and leave me a comment and let me know if there are some succulents that you have found work really well together in arrangements, and I will see you next time.